So for this one, I am going to do something a little funky. I know we mentioned one point before uh, using some random dice rolling or coin flipping to make some decisions for us. So I thought it would be fun to switch it up a little bit and do something like that. So for this, I'm going to use follow actions because, I don't really have a camera on me. I don't see the point of that. So we're not going to see me rolling any dice or flipping any coins or anything like that. I'm going to let this one pick any other one of these using a follow action, and whichever one of these it picks, that'll be the number. We'll just choose the number here, -1. So this will essentially be 1, and so on and so forth. If we need a coin flip, we'll just use these two. We'll separate the other clips out so I can hit this chance one. And so like this would be, heads or tails. So yeah, heads or tails, et cetera, et cetera. You get the idea. So I think to start we'll pick an instrument. And if we end up choosing drum rack or instrument rack, I'll roll the dice again, and we'll do two instruments for either of these. And if we get external, that's like a mulligan, a do-over. And then if we end up getting drum synth, I'll just roll to pick one in there. So we'll just see where we get. I've never actually tried it this way before, so this will be kind of fun. This is like a 6-sided die simulator. Be cool if we had a Max for Live patch that actually showed a dice rolling. I'm sure there's a way to build it, but okay. So let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 options. So let's see. That's 12, and then 13 and 14. We'll just take this number here and subtract 1. Okay, so let's start. All right, so 6 it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that's a reroll. 3. Drum rack. Okay, so then I'm going to roll twice for this. So we got to fill up 2 on that. Chance of 1. Oh, analog. I think we got off the hook there. That's a pretty easy one. Honestly, they're all usable in we'll make do. It's just the electric and the wavetable are two that I'm a little iffy on. And okay, so let's see. This is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sampler. Definitely got off easy this time. All right, cool. So there's an infinite number of other things we could do. As far as like rolling the dice goes, we could choose, we could do the chance thing the whole way through. We could choose, which effects do we want to pick. So that's, maybe I'll do that. Let's see. I still need to bring in a few of the other new effects from, we've got a couple that somehow got unchecked there automatically. I'm not sure what happened there. Must be kind of a bug with Ableton 11. Not actually sure, but no problem. So let me just make sure we're all set there. Filter delay, don't really use that too much since they created that better delay with Ableton 10. All right, so we've got here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, that's 40. So we'll just see. I'll just hit down until we get 43 here, 42, 41. Okay, so 41. And let's first of all, let's separate these. We'll use a dice roll of a 6-sided die to determine how many total effects we get to play with. So, wow, okay, I'm getting lucky. A beginner's luck. 5 different effects. So, let's connect these again, and let's see where we get. Okay, so 28. All right, 1, 2, 3. Looks like the pedal. I hope I'm doing that right. If not, oh well. I can't count it. I don't really want to spend a whole heck of a lot of time. All right, what do we get here? We got 35. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be fun. That's a fun one. Yeah, I don't really use pedal a whole lot, so that'll be interesting. 24 or 23, I guess. 1, 2, 3. Hybrid reverb. Very cool. All right, so there, I'll just dump it in there real quick. That's, let's see here, 13. 1, 2, 3. Echo. Shoot, that's a lot of echo. Does that mean we should do an ambient song? I don't know. I guess we could set this up with different genres. You know, we could say this is ambient, this is techno, this is drum and bass, and then force some weird style direction like that. Oh wow, okay. So this is 39. So that's 1, 2. All right, vocoder. So there we have it, folks. Not a bad spread, honestly. All right, well, let's see how far we can get with just those. I'm going to call it a day on the chance stuff, although it would be fun just to do chance all along the way. All right, so let's, we got a drum rack with these two things in here. And I guess for a sampler, we'll go ahead and I'll just use the samples that we've got in our humble little collection there. And we can use these effects in any way, shape, or form along the way. So I'll start out with the analog. And let me pull this up to C3. It's always a little tricky trying to navigate there. And then same with this. See, I'll just make that D3 for now. And all right, and let's pull these effects out for now. And let's get ourselves a clip going. I think for this, I will just yep, I figured we would get some straight up noise out of that vocoder. Well, that's just kind of interesting. Let's automate that thing on and off. Didn't expect to get that kind of a effect out of the vocoder being turned on and off. But all right. I think for future sketches where I decide to do the random chance thing, I'll probably go ahead and figure it all out beforehand and just get everything set up. Or maybe I'll come up with an easier way to generate random things. Like it'd be easy to make a Max for Live patch that would just do all the random picking of all, just make a list of all the effects and instruments and just hit a button and it would tell you which instrument or which effects. Okay, let's get an arpeggiator in here. We need to restart this. And absolutely shorten I once had a friend who spent several weeks just flipping coins to make decisions for him, and also he used the I Ching a lot. He just was really obsessed with doing things by chance. It was a really funny and interesting thing to watch go down. Should I buy milk today? Flip a coin. And as you can hear really quick, we're already getting some interesting timbral movements just by having a few things automated, or in this case modulated, and pulled off the grid a little bit. And that's my go-to trick, cheap trick if you will. There's really not much to it except that you just got to try and modulate or automate things kind of vigilantly, vigorously. Oh wow, okay, so I didn't realize the spectral resonator was actually creating quite a lot of interesting. Oh, it's like a robot beatboxing, if you could believe it. One thing I like to do with distortions is, here I go breaking the rules already. I like to send in just like small amounts of gain, like reduced gain into distortions. And just get a sense of like what they sound like at really low gains. Sometimes you can, a high gain distortion can sound really nice with low gain sent into it. And you have to boost the signal out of it usually. And we've got this wet and dry thing we can do here. So let's... I think I'm going to leave myself liberty to have some utility and racks in there in the EQ8 and the compressor and maybe the gate. Oh, here I go, just sinning, breaking all the rules. Let's utilize our... Which sample should we use? This one, since I went through all the trouble to figure out how to get this thing to work on the hybrid reverb. That's just fascinating. I think that's the right spot. Let's I didn't want to put it in there. It's tough when you have a lot of things nested. It's hard to know where to stick stuff. Okay, cool. Well, it's already sounding like, a fascinating kind of ambient rhythm. All right, let's drop in a utility and play with the volume of it, since I'm not going to use a tremolo or auto panner this time, which is not easy. So this is sort of acting a bit as a tremolo. And we could have another one before here, or actually we could just modulate the volume out of this. Let's hold down Shift and push that other one out and give ourselves a little bit more breathing room there. All right, cool. I'm going to use another analog. I guess that's the rule. I can only use the sampler or the analog, and maybe I won't even use the sampler. I don't know. It's good to not be too rigid. It's good to give yourself a little bit of leeway if you're doing following the rules all the time. It can be a little stifling, if you ask me. All right, one thing I've been meaning to do for a while now is pull the release on this thing down and resave the preset. Yes. Cool. Let's group that. And I guess I didn't really have any rules on MIDI effects, so we'll just say any of those are fair game to use. Let's see if this helps or this works. This might actually just mute the incoming. Okay, good. This is muting the output, it seems, from the arpeggiator. I thought maybe it might mute the incoming note, but that's good. It's not. Only the out note. And let's give it some octave steps. And a bit more gate. I think at this point I'm gonna go ahead and, well, let's see here. We definitely are pushing the CPU with these new effects. I noticed the spectral effects. Yeah, they use a lot of juice, so we'll have to keep that in mind. Don't want to overkill it. All right, let's pull in a pitcher and do a little bit of I'm gonna pull this down really quick. And apparently we just lost something. That was odd. It's like something just died. Is it this hybrid reverb that's killing it? I dropped the pitch in, and that was the end of that. So let me pull this out here, and we'll just call this MIDI gate. Double check, make sure I've got two notes coming through there. Yep, very strange. Very somehow this MIDI gate is that is fascinating. So we have the gate is definitely on, so we should hear notes coming through. Yeah, it's almost as though It is broken. Interesting. Well, okay, let's unmap this then and see if that... Wow, okay, I've never had this problem before. I've never had a MIDI effect rack just break like that. That's a new one for me. Just finding all the bugs today. Feeling super lucky. So let's try again then and hope for the best. I've used these MIDI effect racks in this way thousands of times, and I've never seen it just shit the bed like that. Alright, let's give ourselves some more runway here. And I'm just going to sort of craft these into some... I'm not even sure what. It sounded like we had a little minor chord going on there for a bit. We could also just as easily throw a random here. As we've done before, and a scale after the random, and we can just pull some of these notes in and try and rein it in there. Sounds like we need a harpsichord playing this melody. Okay, cool. So I'll duplicate this. I'm going to delete that one because I don't think we want... Wow, it just happen again. That's really weird. I don't even know what could be causing this. Like this one seems to be working fine, but this one, and is it this? Man, that is very strange, very strange. Well, in that case, I'm just going to put a MIDI probability gate and get some gating in a different way. All right, let's play some glide there. Now let's mute that. We're still getting stuff out of this. Okay, that's a good sign. And I will pull this echo into, we'll just say D3 for now. I think I just want to get the noise out of this. Cool, and let's, pull in the spectral resonator. Let's see what we can do with just noise. wondering if we can make an interesting rhythmic pattern using just the spectral resonator and automations, along with this just the noise out on here. Cool. Let's really put this one to the test. Wow, sounds like very MP3-like, very like broken MP3. Cool. Let's pull a pedal over. See if we can dirty it up a little bit. Just call this our noise rhythm. I do like this sub feature. It's kind of reminds me of the boom on the drum bus. Well, it's definitely easier said than done trying to extrapolate interesting sounds quickly with just a very limited set of effects to use. And luckily we can adjust the noise of each of these individual little drum sections here. We haven't even gotten around to our sampler. Cool, let's play with the sampler a little bit. We wanted a really like clicky poppy kind of rhythm. We could just use that little sine blip and well, I guess we could throw a we got our one long note motif. which we could then break down to multiple notes very deftly with our... And let's just... play with some filters on there. Ah, that's right, the sampler. We've got way more options. I'm really used to using the simpler all the time. It's but this one has some great features with the LFOs and everything like that. Let's get ourselves a random velocity going. Well, what happens when we just send some clicks into the spectral resonator? Could be a disaster, it could be amazing. It's worth a shot. Maybe we need more volume going in. That's a lot of volume. Huh. Sounds like we lost our sine clicks there. That's weird. Getting a lot of weird things, a lot of ghosts in the machine, so to speak, with our MIDI. Very, very, very odd. So let's maybe turn that one off. And then just try some individual notes. Huh. Very, very odd to me. It's like, did our sampler just break? No, it looks like we got stuff coming through. Although maybe this is... Oh, that's very strange when I turn... Wow, okay, so definitely hitting some bugs. All right then. Let's just pull this one out and see if we... That is very strange. They pull this all the way down. It's like we lose the... Ah, okay. Well, I guess we're getting some fun bugs here. This is just the nature of the game. I think when you're oh wow. Yeah, I'll turn that one off for now. Gosh, let's just reset those back. Obviously. Okay. Was unexpected where we came out on the end of that, but I kind of like it. This sort of deeper sounding. There you go. Let's do some extreme vintage. All about the old school vintage sound. Very, very weird sounding piece. I am really enjoying this rhythmic section here. All right, let's get another sampler going in somewhere. How about E3? All right, one more note for the road. And let's see, I think I'm gonna, for this one, let's see, I'm gonna build a little silly little pitch splitter. And let's get our turn every note into C3 rack that we have used many times in building stuff. It's a great utility. Seems to be like a thing that I use a lot. Okay, so we're gonna get a chain that has nothing in there, just make a dry one. This one will be a +1, +2, we'll get a +3, so on and so forth, as many as we need. +4, and +5. Okay, cool. So this way we can group the whole thing together and we'll get like a... Awesome. And what I want to do is also put a arpeggiator here that has a hold feature that essentially is just... So really, this thing is going to be made to be self-run at this point. Looks like, yeah, we lost a lot of... bit of functionality there. So really doesn't matter. We'll just send one note in and it'll make that 100%. Whoops. Okay, cool. So it's a bit odd to put a drum rack inside of an instrument rack, but you could do anything. So no reason why you shouldn't. And let's get this, one of our impulse responses. How about fake verb? This is starting to sound really weird. So for now, I think I'll, let's see, the second analog, the melody. I will mute this just for now. We'll get back to that. Okay, cool. So let's play with the pitch a little bit. I think we can mess with the root. And let's try to play with a loop on that. I'm going to group this and see if I can map some stuff in here. It's a shame we can't map a lot of this we can't map. That's a damn shame. But all right then. The simpler is actually almost better in some ways because you can. I'd love to be able to play with some of that right there. I think we can have a loop and modulate it here. Loop length, I think. Let's try a different reverb in there. And give it some attack. Definitely hearing some distortion with this vintage setting. Wow, almost like a Gregorian chant or churchy kind of sound coming out of this melody lane. Very underwater sounding at this point. Very. Let's see, what do we got going on in here? Ah, this is our note splitter, and it's interesting. I think we skipped a note 6/4. Yeah, I think we need to fix that. Okay, so you can see here where all our notes are going. We've got these orange arrows lit up. Let's turn the loop mode off for this one. And let's see, what do we get here? Reverse mode. Okay, so let's. Yeah, I'm not sure if this this melody is really doing much for me, to be honest. It could just be that we need to adjust our scale. Just sit with that for a little bit. Now I have this weird feeling that we can take this sample here and yeah, get some kind of bass. Let's find the pedal. Where's our pedal at? There it is. Cut that and just move it over. It's interesting that we have a note that drops out. So it holds and then it stops. Or not. It seems to hold. Okay, interesting. Cool, so if we play with the root note, then we get some It's like we lost this one somewhere along the way. Wow, even I'm not even sure how some of these rhythms are occurring at this point. totally out of control. And I'm not even sure where that echo effect that I had pulled in. Maybe this is it right here. Out of control. Well, certainly an interesting challenge nonetheless to try and wrangle something interesting from a very small amount of effects and sources. Granted, you know, the sampler is really quite deep, and there's a whole lot there that, you know, I think if we just keep chipping away at that, we'll get some luck. So let's see, takes any note. I think we actually want to put this there. I'm sort of seeing an issue. Not sure if that was having any effect on our strange rhythms. At which point does one decide to say screw it, you know, to the man, no, to the rules, you know, like I keep debating with myself, should I continue down this fool's errand of a challenge of yeah, so I see we got a note drop off there. Maybe we want to make that gate 200. Give ourselves plenty of room. Yeah, I think that probably has a lot to do with one thing I have found, if you mess with something long enough, eventually you'll get somewhere. really pushing the limits with this one. The CPU is definitely seeing better days. Alright, let's try to mess around with our melody again. Alright, I'm gonna give it one last shot. I'm gonna automate the speaker here and hope for the best. It was breaking earlier, but yeah, and now this one is just stopped altogether. Wow, it just, that's kind of almost breaks my heart that it's not working. Even though it's worked. It's worked, you know, so many other times. It's just, it must be like a weird fluke. Like if I restart, maybe it'll just work fine. Bummer. Bummer towns. Let's give ourselves one more. And this time we'll use the analog. And let's get some noise in there. Oh, too much noise, too much noise. And let's see, what else do we have here? No ramp? Ah, that's a bummer. Alright, well, let's see. Do we get a LFO on that, on the volume. Maybe an LFO on the amp. Okay, we get some pan. Well, cool. Let's let's automate that also. A little reckless with the automation, but sometimes you just gotta just jump in and go a little nuts. Alright, let's try a fifth in there. And we need a bit of some stereo. Well, we could try to play with our hybrid reverb. Wow, without a compressor, definitely tricky. That's weird. I guess I didn't, shoot. What just happened? I'm not even sure, but... Pull the stereo of this one down a little bit. It's almost too in your face with that. Almost sounds like we're getting a bit of a too much delay on some of these. So maybe we just need to restart it? Cool. So let's pull in one last analog. Cool, and I think we can tune this one by just playing with the semi-tune. Let's see, what is... What is happening? Where did our notes go? Definitely could get a longer note length happening here. Way too much bass coming off of this one. I think it's this one. All right, so just about done. I wanted to bust out this operator drums thingy, and then the meaningful, also put a meaningful rhythm generator in there. Cool. So now I'm just gonna break all the rules and just start adding a few things in there, finish it off. Didn't want to do that. That's funny. Not even sure what I did. I'm pretty sure I just deleted a bunch of stuff. Cool. So we just need to modify this to spit out all the right notes. Right now we've got it pushing everything up to and squashing it down to C3. And is that it? Looks like we need to probably pitch it down an octave. I see. We've got way too many note options here. Total steps. Let's see. This thing was a beast, and now it's like been a while, so I'm almost not even sure what. I remember now. This needs to go inside of each one of these. That'll be the easy way, I think. Racks. Meaningful. Yes. Let us try this. And we'll put this right here. And one right there. Make this one a 14 step pattern. And in here, we'll make this one a 13 step pattern with, yeah. All right, let's try to hit another note. Hilarious. Okay. Whoopers. Whoopsie. All right, let's. Wow, I am just really, as they say, cocking it up tonight. All right. We need a pitch here, and let's group that and split it up. Doing things weirdly. And now we can hit any note, and yeah, just fire the whole thing off. Ay. Same shit, different twice in a row. All right, so let's get a drum bus in there. Cool. Okay, so yeah, for better or for worse, I think I'm gonna end it on that note. Sounds like some Mike Paradinas or I don't know what, some kind of silly IDM nonsense from back in the day. All right, so well, you know, it's been interesting. Using chance is it's quite a challenge, I gotta say. I wasn't probably totally ready for it. Still trying to wrap my head around that spectral resonator, I think. But at any rate, it's definitely fun to switch it up, try some new things, throw some chance in the mix, flip a coin, get weird, you know, all the usual. Try to figure out, should I buy milk? Flip a coin, flip a coin. Anyway, until next time.